Once upon a time, there lived a fair maiden princess who told women not to speak in public, to make eye contact with waitstaff, to not laugh too loud, to not even order their own dinner. Today, we're talking about Courtney Palmer, a 37-year-old stay-at-home housewife who has recently achieved TikTok infamy after going viral for her princess treatment video.
I am at a restaurant with my husband. Do not talk to the hostess. I do not open any doors, and I do not order my own food. Let him do the logistics. You're just being a princess. I think they think that I'm like being, oppressed.
In this video, she shares a very rigid regimen on how she approaches date night with her husband. No ordering for yourself, no opening doors, no eye contact with waitstaff, no speaking to anyone besides your husband, no laughing out loud, not even ordering for herself. Just sit there and manifest a French 75 like you're a haunted Raggedy Ann doll. Critics fairly slammed her routine as regressive, weird, and honestly cult-like behavior, while supporters have defended it, saying that it's intentional grace, self-care, and choice. Welcome to Tyler's Kitchen, the world's first anti-cooking show where I talk about my interests, which include but are not limited to feminism, pop culture, history, and random shit I see on the internet, with a few more jokes than is necessary and or appropriate. And before we get started, let me know, is my hair giving Snooki or is it giving Priscilla Presley? Is it the serve that I think it might be? I don't want y'all to be hungry. And today I am making a princess castle cake, because duh. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is buy a cake that's already made. All right. I love coconut flavors. Wow, I did such a good job cooking this one. When I saw this craft online, I said that's doable for me because it's more of a decoration challenge. We're more constructing things in a craft sense. Let's get into the video that started this whole controversy.
Let's talk about princess treatment if you're at a restaurant and how you interact with the waitstaff and the hostess. If I am at a restaurant with my husband, I do not talk to the hostess, I do not open any doors, and I do not order my own food.
Right off the bat, I have to say, in LA, this would never work. Every time I go to a restaurant with my boyfriend, I think girls in LA are so jealous that the waitresses will be like looking at me. They go, "Hi, how can I help you? What do you want?" And I'm like, whoa, hey, I'm not a cop. I'm not a cop. Go ahead and talk to him. I'm not like that. Go ahead and be normal. So I don't know where on earth this strategy is working. Okay, I don't open doors. That feels reasonable, but also so rigid that you're standing at a door like, I feel like it's a gag, especially your ass. We all know you're ordering a salad with dressing on the side for your husband to order that for you. I would be like, girl, do you need an angel shot? Ooh, that's so funny. If I told my boyfriend to order me a salad and I sat there like this, he would clown me so hard. He would be so embarrassed. His face would be red. He would probably order me something different just because he didn't want the impression of ordering a salad.
So someone had sent me a message a couple weeks ago. I'll put her question on the screen so you can see exactly what she's saying.
What do you do when he drops you off before parking the car though? Usually this happens because it's raining or cold. The point is for me to step inside quickly to avoid any discomfort. Do you just go ahead and handle the interaction with the host since you're standing right there? Or do you just not make eye contact until your husband gets there? Why are you thinking about this that hard? What? If this is the princess treatment, if the whole point is to relax and be babied and taken care of, you're doing mental gymnastics. Here you go, Simone Biles. God damn.
Your husband's gonna pull you up to the restaurant. He's gonna get out, open your door. He's gonna walk you to the restaurant door, open the door, and walk you in. He's probably then gonna leave to go park the car. You're just gonna stand in the lobby or whatever the space is, and you're gonna wait for your husband to come back. You're not gonna go up to the hostess and give the reservation name. You're not gonna talk to her.
This is me when I'm in a space that my husband's not. I'm waiting for my husband! Girl, calm down. This is crazy.
This isn't out of like a, I'm better than them and I don't need to talk to them and I don't need to, I'm not like it's not in any sense like you're better than the hostess. You're just letting your husband lead and be masculine. He's taking you out. Let him do the logistics. You're just being a princess. It's not because you're being hoity-toity. You're just letting your husband lead and letting him take care of it.
It's not that I'm better than a service worker, it's just that I don't like talking to service workers. I don't know if this is masculine, feminine energy or just that you have social anxiety. Let your husband lead. Ma'am, this is a Chili's, not Sparta.
Another huge part of the princess treatment is, I don't know if we specifically talked about this, but the over need to like talk and fill space.
The over need to talk and fill space? You just posted a 5.5-minute video about nothing. You work on your over need to talk and fill space. And honestly, this should more accurately be called ventriloquist dummy treatment. Like, you can't make eye contact with the server until your husband comes over to put his hand up your bum. What I think is crazy is that if this came out a year ago, people would have been like, yeah, that's that sprinkle life, Courtney Joelle. Yes, you stand on that, queen. But I think because things have gotten so up recently, people are back swinging to feminism, and I'm like, hey girls, I've been standing on this since 2015. I've been here the whole damn time waiting for you to get the sense knocked back into you. I've been here since the man-spreading BuzzFeed epidemic, okay? You see I'm making like little towers? It's turning into a castle. Like, this is going pretty well. So I'm just taking this and like I'm using the frosting like glue. These fit perfectly together. Wow, so far this is some of my best work ever, and we can all attest to that. Am I 2 steps in? Yes. Wow, I'm so good at this game when I cut every corner possible.
You don't need to talk unless you are spoken to, and then if you are spoken to and they ask, you could just say, oh, I'm just waiting for my husband, and then he'll be able to give the reservation.
Don't speak unless spoken to. That is the most regressive thing. I don't even know how you watched this video back and decided to post it. You couldn't even just edit that one crazy thing out.
You can say it in a very soft and feminine way. I know this is gonna be ripped apart.
Then why did you post it?
In New York, for the most part, the waiter would come up, they would ask, you know, whatever, my husband would start to speak, and then the waiter would address them, and the waiter would get the hint, and only then interact with my husband. Here in Salt Lake, they don't quite get it. I think they think that I'm like being, you know, oppressed.
Do you want an angel shot? Do I need to call someone, man?
I will just look at my husband and let my husband order. He'll say, oh, she's da 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 da. And then if they have a follow-up question, like, oh, do you want it like this? Sometimes I will answer. Let's say I think maybe my husband doesn't know what I would want. I will then address the waiter.
Like, if my husband doesn't know what I want, if he forgot to read my mind and noticed that I was manifesting more ranch cups, like, what do you do? Honey, you forgot to ask for extra ranch. I was trying to Bluetooth you that message.
But it's almost like they keep trying to like get me to speak. And I'm like, no, I want him to order for me.
They keep trying to get me to speak, and it's so annoying. The waiters are trying to give a voice to the voiceless, and it's honestly so ridiculous.
It's not that I'm not capable of ordering for myself. It's just fun. It's just a fun princess treatment thing. It makes me feel special.
I did see people online being like, this actually might just be a kink. You know, if she presented it that way, that's one thing. Like, this really just does sound like, I don't know, how she gets it going with her husband. Just present it like that. Like, the way that this is like a tutorial is so strange. Like, this really just sounds like a specific freaky thing you do on date night with your husband, which is fine, but presenting this as a standard for women, I don't want the recipe to your peach cobbler, bitch.
You can be feminine and soft and quiet. The most elegant, lovely women are often soft-spoken and don't overspeak. They're not loud. Maybe let's also talk about that. You're not gonna be laughing loudly, speaking loudly, demanding the attention of the room when you're at a restaurant.
Girl, you post 20 times a day. You require more attention than a gender reveal wildfire. Don't laugh loud. Good thing you're not dating me. Sorry, I'll be here all night. I'll leave. Because I would have you laughing really loud. Maybe your husband's just not that funny. Jokes are funnier when you explain them. Okay, now nobody's laughing loud. She wraps this video up by saying, it's not because you can't do these things, it's because it's fun and you work so hard as a wife and a mother, and it's just a time to turn your brain off and enjoy yourself. Let him do everything for once. But I'm like, was it really that special for your husband to hand your coat to coat check? I can understand that as a mom, you're probably dealing with lots of decision fatigue, being in charge of everything all the time. I can empathize with that. This is crazy. My husband leads in all situations. Does he let you blink, or is that freelance? Damn, maybe this is princess treatment. You cook and clean all day just like Cinderella, you're speechless just like Ariel, and you're locked away in a small apartment all day just like Rapunzel. People online are not only mad about the video, they're mad that this has become like her brand, where she says other weird things. People have clocked her for body checking, people have clocked her for being fake rich. She's kind of portraying this old money, wealthy, waspy woman aesthetic. Meanwhile, somebody said, your couch is touching the wall, you ain't rich. Dining table next to the couch? Shared apartment rooftop in Salt Lake City? Interesting. I just think the Upper West Side cosplay she's doing from Holiday, Utah, That's funny. So I wanna make like a gate to my little princess castles. So I'm gonna break up my favorite treat. This is like one of the best things, and I forget these exist. They're like $1, and then you start eating them. They leave a disgusting film on your mouth, but they are just scrumptious. She made a video bragging on her husband for giving her princess treatment. He had gone on a business trip for like 2.5 weeks, and she said that he owed her a gift to compensate for her labor. So then she made a video flexing these Chanel flats he bought her, which yeah, that's super generous, nice, and cool, but she doesn't have childcare, she doesn't have help, she's doing this all on her own. So I think a young, impressionable girl could see this video and be like, oh my God, princess treatment, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom, yeah, my husband's gonna buy me Chanel flats and I'm just gonna party. But let's talk about why realistically this isn't the flex she thinks it is.
The only princess treatment I'm looking for is Sleeping Beauty.
But let's be real. My royal bedtime routine includes Cosmos, caffeine, royal balls, and more screen time than a magic mirror. So unfortunately, my bedtime routine isn't as easy as pricking my finger on a spindle.
Enter Dream.
It's not tea, it's not some sleepy time potion brewed in a cottage in the woods. This is my actual snooze survival. It's gluten-free, has no added sugar, and tastes like hot chocolate. Bedtime magic.
But the real fairy tale twist? It actually works. 90% of people have said that they wake up less in the night.
Now, I am no stranger to sleep supports, but what I hate is so many of them make me feel like crap the next morning. One thing I love about Dream is that the ingredients list is so intentionally curated. With items like L-theanine and magnesium, I get the restful, perfect, beautiful sleep without the morning grogginess.
So if you want to sleep like royalty, use my code Tyler35 at shopbeam.com/Tyler35 for up to 35% off, a free frother, and free shipping. Because you don't need a prince. You need a REM cycle.
So in the 2 weeks that he was gone, childcare would have cost $1,500. Grocery delivery would cost $40 to $60. A private chef would have cost $1,200. Cleaning would have cost $240. And this is all based on Salt Lake City averages. That total comes to $3,000. So let's be honest, she's getting totally fucked on this deal. Those Chanel flats were $1,000, but all the extra labor you had to put in the 2 weeks your husband was away was triple that amount. I am genuinely happy this works for her. I'm genuinely happy it seems like this relationship is working for both of them. But there's just something so weird about putting this on the internet and selling it as a standard for everyone else to uphold. So I want to do this as like little maybe doors to the castle. Maybe there's good. Yeah, that feels cute. I just gotta break this up into little pieces. After weeks of ridicule, Courtney did an exclusive interview with People magazine. She insists that the video has been taken out of context. She feels like there was a false narrative created that she was a silenced woman who isn't allowed to speak. She said, I speak, I laugh, I make my decisions in life, we go out and we have lovely dinners. I enjoy the grace of my husband taking the lead, confirming the reservation he made. I'm sorry girl, that's not masculinity, that's just opentable.com. He pulls out my chair, orders for me after I've decided what I'd like to eat. It's not control, it's care. They also say that about toddler leashes. You know what, I don't want to give her any ideas with your freaky sh you might be on one the next time. Palmer notes that she does interact with restaurant workers and finds joy in connecting with the waitstaff and hostess and having those small moments of chit chat, such as asking where the food is sourced. This is me when I get the Pizookie comped at BJ's by flirting with the server. Maybe we should practice more chit chat because your verbal communication skills are lacking. Palmer admits she was completely blindsided by the response to her video. Blindsided by criticism? You looked criticism in the eyes and I it for a full 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I would say you're more blindsided when you're trying not to make eye contact with the minimum wage worker. Palmer shares that upon reviewing analytics of her video, she noticed that most people only watched the first 30 seconds of it and were missing context from the rest of the series. Girl, I watched the whole thing and the first 30 seconds are the most normal part. Palmer says, you're speaking kindly to yourself. You're making space for that peace by embracing your feminine energy without shame. Girl, I wish you had shame. Log off. Choosing softness. The only one choosing softness is your husband. But honestly, this had me heated, but because it's a pattern I've noticed. You guys know I've been talking about tradwives every week on this channel, and so I've developed a theory. This is so academic. I am starting a Substack, I swear. This is going to get me published. I will come speak at your university because I believe every word I'm about to say to you right now. Step 1 of the tradwife pipeline: emotional neglect and relationship disillusionment. I think the reason most women get set on this track is that they're in a relationship where they're begging for more, they get treated like crap, and it totally blows up in their face. Experiences of being like breadcrumbed or discarded despite highly emotionally investing in a partner. So this relationship flops, and you need to look for answers. There was actually a study by Sykes and Hopner in 2024 that showed emotional trauma and instability, particularly in intimate relationships, are recognized as precursors to ideological shifts toward conservatism or submission. Fact checked it, bitch. Step 2, the dating advice ecosystem. So where do you go for answers? Like any well-adjusted human being, the internet. And a lot of these dating coaches, influencers, matchmaker people have advice that seems very empowering. Raise your standards, don't chase men, invest in yourself. According to Shearing, 2025, this kind of content is a gateway, often blending feminist self-help but with subtle anti-feminist messages. Step 3, hypergamy and transactional framing. So now that you're on the dating advice content pipeline, you're suddenly turned to more aggressive rhetoric. So maybe the dating coaches before were like, okay, if he cancels on you, that's disrespectful, don't immediately give him another chance. Or maybe a normal dating coach would be like, okay, if he hasn't texted you back for a couple of days, just be done, he doesn't like you. But this so quickly gets radicalized to more aggressive sentiments. The advice that's being sold is basically seek material benefit, give security, money, rather than love, because men will always fail you and it will always blow up in your face. This is a form of self-protection. According to Matthias in 2021, the phrase reflects a gendered red pill ideology where emotional connection is deprioritized in favor of strategic gain, aligning with the red pill subcultures. I just can't help but feel like this is Andrew Tate for girls. Like, we make fun of the red pill guys for being like, you have to make $1 million a month and hustle and women will just only want you for your money. But then you have the female pipeline saying men will cheat on you, only get with them for their money. Honestly, this tradwife pipeline is just as bad as the manosphere pipeline we all make fun of. These Skittles seem to be too heavy to stick to the tops of these. It's kind of hot in here, so this isn't sticking very well. I'm having a great time decorating. All right, that's not gonna work. This is like a very cute version of a gingerbread house, honestly. Look, I've built like a little door. That's coming along cute. I think I'm out of purples, so let's see what else I can do. This goes so well when I'm not cooking or really doing anything. Step 4, divine feminine. So in step 3, you learn that you do want a provider man. You just wanna kick your feet up and let your lying, cheating, piece of shit husband take care of you so you never have to do anything in life. How do you get that piece of work husband? Obviously, you have to learn about your feminine wiles. To attract this man, women are told to embody softness, to be agreeable, submissive, quiet, well-dressed, and avoid confrontation. So now you're being told to dilute yourself so you can date some red pill chauvinist old loser? And you're telling me I have to buy your course to do it? I'll pass. Tradwife influencers promote this curated feminine lifestyle, but it's ultimately just reinforcing patriarchy. Ballos 2024 argues that social media constructs a fantasy of agency around traditional roles where submission is portrayed as empowerment, enabling ideological manipulation and soft radicalization. Every one of these tradwife girls will tell you that this is a choice that they are consciously making, but I think that choice being made over and over and over again is bound to just atrophy your brain. And at a certain point, it's probably not your choice anymore, it's just your condemnation. Step 5, immersion into tradwife content community. At this stage, users are bought into the divine feminine, the how to attract a provider man, the how to act like a princess treatment, and now they're on full tradwife talk. Homemaking, deference to a husband, and femininity, explicitly rejecting feminist values. If you want a video on the real tradwives, I have one. Step 6, ideological entrenchment and anti-feminist reversal. What begins as empowerment morphs into internalized patriarchal belief systems. Feminism is blamed for why your relationship isn't working. Submission is framed as the true path to an actualized, loving, traditional family. And now that you're on this tradwife content, they're anti-science, anti-intellectualism, anti-women. You've gone from having a bad breakup to not vaccinating your fucking kids. Nobody's talking about how women are mirroring this exact same thing. Like, seriously, I think 4 years from now, we're gonna have an epidemic of these Gen Alpha little boys going to college, and the girls, well, they won't go to college, but getting together at 19 years old, and then the girl's like, well, I'm not gonna work. And then the guy's like, no, you're right, you shouldn't, and you also shouldn't speak or have opinions. And like, what are we supposed to do with this? This weird cultural pipeline is trying to sell women structure and relatability and predictability in a dating world where everything seems so messy and chaotic. But it ultimately reinforces the very system that's been harming them for all of these years. The success lies in the way that they've aesthetically framed this, not as subjugation, but as a lifestyle upgrade. I'm choosing princess treatment. I'm choosing the soft life. And I will say what sucks is a lot of the advice these girls give are good things. Dress nicely in a way that makes you feel confident and put together, but then the rest is so that you can attract a provider man. Or have standards for the people you keep in your life so that when you meet your husband, you can have cool friends, so that you can meet your husband. Focus on yourself and develop personal skills and interests so that your husband doesn't get sick of you. While the whole princess treatment thing can be cute, this lady has pushed it so far over the ledge. Like, even for me, I'm not gonna lie, I love putting on a skimpy little tight dress and going to dinner with my boyfriend. He makes the reservation and he pays for the tab, but I'm not weird about it. The whole point is for me to be the center of attention. I laugh loud, I compliment the server's hair, and we throw back way more martinis than we should. And by the way, if you have a man that you have to temper and train this aggressively, don't pick that one. And being a Utah girl, she obviously married her husband young, and it's obvious that she had to train him. I've seen in past videos she talks about the first few years of her marriage being disappointing because she wasn't communicating expectations. But like, girl, that's not a marriage, that's an unpaid internship. Take your skills and join the circus or something. Stop training your husband, go train Shamu. Get a Tamagotchi. I'm sorry, girls, but there is a 90% chance that at some point in your life, you will or have already trained someone's son. If you buy a puppy, you will have to house train it. And that's not an excuse for male incompetence, but I'm just telling you what I would tell my sisters. And if he loves you, there's a chance that he'll learn. But if he doesn't, I guess Courtney Joel or one of the other tradwife grifters can sell you an ebook. There actually is research on this though. Underwood and Rosen argue that girls face unique relational challenges because peer norms and early socialization reward caretaking and emotional labor. So this is kind of why girls feel so much pressure to make things work with their boyfriend, to take care of him, to not want to hurt his feelings. You will have many bad relationships. You will have many bad experiences in your life, and that's part of life. Instead of getting some ice cream and listening to Taylor Swift, people are now turning to the internet and becoming radicalized by extremist online content. You don't have to become a femcel, and you don't have to become a tradwife. There's gotta be some in between for women who do want a steak date night, but also believe in Roe v. Wade. You know, I feel like I didn't put enough work into this, so maybe let's like frost the spires or something. Yeah, I feel like this isn't really enough of anything. I feel like it looks cuter without, but this needs to be more of a DIY. So unfortunately, I am going to ruin it in the last quarter. Oh no, this doesn't look that bad. And then I can dump sprinkles all over it and it will be so cute. I look like I'm hosting my daughter's second birthday party. I'm like, Mackenzie Lynn's having a princess-themed birthday party. Y'all better come. Look at that princess castle. Ah, gorgeous. And then you don't tell people that you didn't make the cake. That's the best part of the step. Look at this. 1 second. Stay put, bitch. Stay put. Stay. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't fucking breathe too hard. Look at that, and there you have it, the Princess Tower, how cute. This turned out amazing. Do I think Courtney Joel is the biggest internet lurking on the corners of tradwife talk right now? Absolutely not. I just think she made a weird video about her little fetish with her husband, and that's hilarious. I just hope I can be one of the only lines of defense before you get into this weird tradwife bullshit. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, please be sure to like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts on this video. I think it's kind of hilarious, but definitely let's have a yap in the comments, and if you extra loved it, give it a share on Instagram. I love seeing you guys in the stories. I repost all of them. Thanks so much. Bye.